Okay.
Okay.
So good
All right.
morning, everyone. Again, obviously, some of the students have joined from London as well. The idea, like I told you, some of you obviously have given us the details as you are in cohort 8, and the placement information obviously we have received. And Aruj, obviously, she is a placement officer in London. So idea behind this activity and event we're doing today is about high skill placement. Okay, guys, if you listen to me, please for few, it will be really really useful. Please, yeah. Aruj, is it okay? I can go ahead because I can see some students will drop off. So I don't know whether they can hear
Sure,
me.
nothing from here.
Because Dr. Rahman, if you don't mind, if we can keep our students to keep a little bit silence, I think that would be really useful. Yeah, sure.
Guys, make sure you note there's no talking. Please listen carefully. And if you have any questions, then raise your hand here.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I think I can see the Abiodun, your class has joined as well. So welcome to all of you, first of all, again. This is Usmani. As you know, I'm in the employability and placement department. The reason for doing this activity, I think some of you have already seen in the presentation time as well. Okay. And then obviously, this is your term 1. So this is the time when we have asked you some details about your placement, about your current jobs, and obviously where are you working, what are your responsibilities in your current job. So that's very good. Thank you very much for the responses. First of all, we have received from you, and we really appreciate your time. And you're very busy, we know that, but still you responded to us. So that's really really a great thing. Now, one thing very important we need to talk today. You are doing placement in second semester, or but you are giving us details in the semester 1. The most important thing is for the placement, guys, you need to keep your placement on the high end. When we say high end placement or high skill placement, it means when you are going to do your placement of 50 hours or maybe 150, 100, like whatever hours you have. Obviously, we have mixed students here. So whatever you're doing your placement and whenever you're going to start, you need to keep your mindset into a skilled level. It means you need to feel it when are you doing your placement. You're learning something different from your current job. It means you're trying to learn a skill which can help you in future as well. Because when we are trying to say placement actually links to your graduate outcome. It means when you do your placement at level 4, when you do at level 5, and obviously when you go to the final year, when you complete your degree, then you'll be in a better position to secure better jobs. And you can contribute to those organizations and not contribute to yourself as well, for your personality building, for your financial settings as well, and obviously towards the society as well. So that's why it's very important. We're going to talk about. You can see on the screen, and the quality of placement is a key part. We know as most of you are doing your placement in your current jobs. That's perfectly fine. That's not a problem. Okay, that's not an issue. But the question here is, if you're doing your placement in the current job, what is your job title? Because, for example, if you're working as a customer assistant in a company, we would suggest you to change your job title, or at least change your job responsibility slightly, because then you will learn slightly different. But you need to keep yourself on the high scale. It means you're taking some ownership and responsibility. Because if you're doing similar thing, then you're not going to learn something new. So please keep in mind, whenever you're starting your placement, keep your mindset in that way that you are going to learn a little bit additional or higher responsibility as well. Similar way, if you know these are the modules, for example, module requirement is also about number of hours. But I would suggest, in the presence of your tutors as well, please try to look into the learning outcomes of your modules. I think this is one of the practice. Maybe sometime we don't do, like as a student, maybe you forget. But this is very important that you're doing your placement. I know you're learning and this is your learning experience. But can you please have a look into the learning outcomes from your modules as well? Because placement is not a separate entity. Remember that. Placement is an integral component of your module and your learning journey as a student. So it's very important you look into the learning outcome. And whenever, for example, if you're going for your placement today and you have to complete 6 hours, you need to work for 6 hours. So you went for hour, for example, you start your job 10 o'clock and you're finishing, for example, 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Don't just go and come back. before you go for your placement, can you please look into your learning outcome as well? Because that will give you a little bit of more understanding. Okay, when I'll be at work, what exactly I'm going to learn. So this is the kind of a mindset you need to think. That's why how your academic journey will be linked to your experience as well. So this is very important. And another thing is called health and safety and well-being. This is very important, guys. We have noticed sometime when you go for we do understand you've got family, you've got kids, you've got a lot of responsibilities, you're also working another job, and additionally you're doing your placement job as well, role as well, plus you've got assignments, plus you need to take care of all so many other things, we know that. So please, this is very important that you're taking care of your health as well, and obviously your health and safety at work placement as well. At any stage, if you feel that you need some additional support, please bring us to us, and we have support mechanism available at WIC. We have support team available, we have ACE team available as well, and even for any kind of even mental health as well, we have all support available. So please keep in mind these things, and that's the whole idea, and that's what obviously you're not gonna learn in a better way. Now, if I move to the next slide, you can see here, you all fully aware about it, that placement hours are very, very important, because that's the total number of hours you need to do. And because once you completed your certain hours, then obviously, when you're going to ask your mentor or placement manager or anyone who is in charge for your placement at that time and leading you, he will be signing or she will be signing you off. So placement hours, start and finish dates are very, very important, guys. If you remember, we told you, please do not start your placement in semester one at the moment. Yes, you can secure the placement. You can fill, you need to provide us the form back, like health and safety and obviously agreement form. So you put your start and end date. But one of the key thing which we picked up from our audit and the recent compliance, that some students put the start date in the semester one. And then what happens when we share, obviously we look into it, then form goes back to you. And to be very honest, if I am in your side, I have asked my manager to sign it. And if I tell you as a university, as a college, can you please go back and get your form signed again? I think you'll feel a little bit annoyed. You will say, oh, Usmani, how can I go back again to my manager and sign? Because manager is also busy. So let's make it correct on the first stage. Please put placement start date as per your date. I think Aruj is here. Aruj has already made it available, right, Aruj? If I'm correct, the dates.
Yes. For cohort 8, we're still in the initial screening phase, so we will confirm the placement date once we have the data all collected.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Aruj. Yeah. So guys, what we will do, we will also display your placement start date and end date. Okay. We'll make it available to you because obviously it's in second semester, but we will make it available to you. So it's a reminder for you every time, every week you come in. So you'll not forget about the date. So please keep your placement within those dates, start date and end date. You can finish early, then start like end date, but please do not start earlier than that. If anyone has got any, discussion that can I start early, I think you can bring into Aruj, and then we can obviously look into that as well. But block dates are very, very important, that when you start and when you finish. And that's what university also want to address as well. We need your placement provider details. You provide us the company information and everything, that's fine. But like I said, this is obviously the information to check, like a due diligence, that you are okay for that as well. Job description, very important. And that's where the high skill level comes in. For example, if you are a supervisor, right, and you give us supervisor, but you did not write in the form about your, or you did not tell us about some job responsibilities, what exactly you do. It's very hard for us to decide, is it a medium scale, is it a high scale, or is it a low scale? Because we use a system called Cascot, and that system helps us. So what happens when you send us the data, what I do, we as a department, we put that data into the system, and that system tells us, are you on the low, medium, or high scale? So if you did not provide us the detailed job responsibilities, guys, it will be very hard. So please look into that as well when you're giving us, and you consider. Obviously, you're a business student. As we know, in London, we have health and social care as well. So if any job requires DBS check, please consider it. And obviously, you need to get it done as well. But that's entirely up to you and your employer and the sensitivity of the data. And, like we have some student who want to do placement in a school where you're dealing with the kids, although you are the school manager, but obviously you'll be dealing. So those obviously they need DBS as well. So if that is the requirement, you also need to look into this as well. You can use like this slide. Obviously, I'll quickly go through. You can use your existing job, that, and that's what you're providing us the data. But please make sure you are not. For example, if you're already a manager, Okay, that's not a problem. You can continue that role as a placement, but so your title will stay same, but you need to add some additional responsibilities, please, on your role. So that makes a placement. Because if you're continuing with the same title and same routine every day, like with hours, then what is the change? Now this is between you and your manager. How you make this happen, and obviously how you make this arrangement with him or her. So but please consider this as well, that when you're considering it, that you agreed with your manager, some additional responsibilities they're giving you. Indicate clearly, obviously, your learning outcome. I already mentioned upskilling your current job to the high skilled. That's the whole idea. Actually, what we really want, you're all working. We know that most of you are working, and you're working for many years. Like we have noticed in the trend that some students are working for many years in one job. That's fine, no problem. But I think this is a time. Placement is a great opportunity for you to self-evaluate. Placement is a great opportunity to evaluate your employer even. Like, because there are some companies who are limited. They cannot provide you the next level of the title because maybe that's the hierarchy is finished. You get my point. So I think you need to look into that as well. You need to evaluate and you find out, do you think this is the right title for you, or you need to look for next level? Because remember, you are at business a degree. You need to think about different jobs as well. There's a big industry outside. There are big job titles, since COVID, I think a lot of job titles are changed actually. You need to look into more flexibility as well in terms of the working things. So we would suggest you then you can look into that part as well. And I think that can help you a lot in terms of a better career as well. You can see here this slide on the screen. High skill placement leads to a positive graduate outcome. Now, just to give you an idea, what is graduate outcome? At the moment, you're at cohort 8. You're in semester 1. When you complete your degree, when you complete your level 6, after completion, it's very important period for us for 15 months. Then we need to check with you what jobs you are doing after the degree. For example, if you are doing at one company a supervisor today, and after completion you do not secure the like higher level of the placement or job, sorry, for example, you become manager, that is called positive graduate outcome. But for example, if you stay on the same job title and your responsibilities are same, then actually the issue is that the question will be, okay, what you have learned in the degree, you were on the same job. So what is the achievement? What exactly is the next level for you? So I think you need to look into it. That's what we're trying to encourage you, that please focus on the high skill placement, additional responsibilities. Try to take ownership, like for example, some managerial kind of thing. Try to get involved with some project in your current company. Try to talk to your manager as well. Sometime we know that managers and companies are very busy nowadays. They don't have sometime time to talk to every individual employee, so I think it's you need to come forward and you need to show an intention to your employer that I'm interested to help and to grow with this company. I'm interested. I have got a lot of potential. My potential and skills can help this company go to the next level, and this will help me as well. So placement skill level, obviously, by reviewing the placement job title, obviously, once you give us the data, like I said, then obviously we will decide whether it's a high skill placement as well and or not. Cascode, I told you, like it's a system. We use like this system looks like this. You can see on the screen. So this is a system from obviously Warwick, business school. Like we use it. So once you give us the data, we put this data into the system. This system gives us a little bit of understanding, how things are working, what exactly the job title is on the basis of your responsibility in job title. What are your high skill or low skill? And that's what obviously remember we need to report actually. And obviously LTU, Leeds Trinity University really want us to put majority of the placement on the high skill actually, and that's what this event we are conducting today, just to create an awareness with you as well. Um, this slide which I'm showing you, Dr. Rahman, Abiodun and Ola, we will make it available on our portal. And it will be available to the students as well. What I will do, I will put it on the Moodle as well. Additionally, you will find it under your module. Okay. So if you go into your module and you'll find out the placement material resource, I will upload. So in case if you want to do it again, and I think that would help you as well.
Thank you.
No problem. So what is the meaning of skill level placement? You can see here, like placement is an opportunity that you have not yet had chance to explore before. I think that's the whole idea. You're working in one company for many years. You're on one job title for a few years. You have not tried something different. And I can understand why you have not tried something different, because we are on very day-to-day routine nowadays, isn't it? You go to 9, finish 5 o'clock, you go to 10, you finish, or maybe you're doing evening shift. You don't get chance to talk to your manager and employer. Can I try something different? Can I be a part of that project which I can see my colleague is working? You feel hesitation because you think it's not a part of your job. Now, this is an opportunity through placement that you need to talk to them, and you find out and you talk to them, can I try? When you talk to them, they will say, why do you want to try? You can tell them, oh, it's my placement. Because of my placement, I want to learn that end as well. Then they will accept you. So this is an opportunity for you to talk to your managers, your company as well. Obviously, low skilled placement, we are not focusing at all. For example, if you're working in a corner shop, with very due respect, corner shops are absolutely fine. They contribute really heavy to the society and economy. We do understand. But as a student, what we notice sometimes, some responsibilities are not very clear. Some policies, sometimes you struggle. There are some shops very good. But we really want you to learn on a next level where you take some responsibility. You have a team to manage. Even if you're working, for example, in a shop, they should have branches, maybe something like this, or you get involved in some kind of logistics, or you involve some kind of inventory management, for example. This kind of roles are better. But if you put, for example, you're on the till and you're serving the customer, that called low end placement. That role is important. But as a graduate, remember, you are doing a degree program. You're learning different subject, different modules, where you're very competent tutors, very high skill, highly experienced tutors are teaching you that the high end concepts. So the idea is you can implement those when you're working. So that's the whole idea. We need really address this thing, and we recommend that you're focusing on these opportunities and this as well. There are some key features. You can say here self-awareness, for example. This comes under. So if you're doing your placement and you think you are creating a self-awareness, actually you're on the high skilled. That's how the judgment you do. If you're making decisions while you're doing your placement, so please consider that you are actually on the high, because you're making some decisions. And decision making is not an easy task. It involves so many other processes as well. If you're working under pressure and you're able to do it, that is also very, very high skill, because it's a unique thing which employees can build. Leadership, emotional intelligence, very important nowadays, because we live in an era where digital technology, we live in a digital era. As you know, technology is everywhere actually. So some of us maybe are not aware about technology. Something is quite new for us, but this is something we have to live now with that. So we need to start learning it. So emotional intelligence is very, very important, that how you use your tactics for different stages in your business as well. Time management, creativity, and obviously commercial awareness as well. Commercial awareness means like branding. If you are working in a company and they have a product, okay, you're working in your shift, in your routine, but are you really creating an impact of that company or the product to the customer as well in a positive way? So these are the key features, guys, in terms of the high skill placement, and like I said, it will be available for you. So please make sure when you're starting your placement in semester 2, please revisit this slide and these points. Please make it whenever you're doing your placement, create a mindset, create a framework in your mind that whenever I'm at work, am I doing it? Am I doing it? This is a self-questioning kind of thing as well, which you can build, and that would help you to go into this high skill placement as well. This is some data, Dr. Rahman. Obviously, we can put it on the screen as well. This is from the graduate labor market statistics. You can see here graduate employment rate 87.3 as per, it was published in 29th of June 2023. And as per this data, you can see here 87.3% graduate employment rate. It means the student who graduate, they get jobs obviously on that. And you can see there's an increase of 0.7% from 2021, so which is a good sign. It's on a very slower side, but still there's improvement. And obviously this percentage can go better if you focus more, isn't it? And that's what we are addressing this as well. Because hopefully when we publish the data of next year, then I think you will be involved in that as well. Graduate high skill employment rate is 66.3, which is good, but we still have to improve it, isn't it? Because we need to go for higher end as well, slowly. So these are the data, I think, just to give you an idea. And you can see the salary as well. 38,500 increase from 25,000. So this is a quite big jump. I think you can see here from 25 to 38. And it's because student who were doing degree programs in UK universities, like you are doing, they focused on high skilled placement, not the low end. You get my point. This is how the graphs are showing you that if, for example, if we did not address, for example, today, you will be doing the low end placements, low skill placement, then the percentage will not be improved. But obviously, similar event which I'm doing with you today, it definitely is happening in other universities as well. And now students come to know, when we're going to start our placement, we'll focus on the high skill feature. And then obviously, so you see 38,500 is not a bad salary actually for the, the median, obviously the nominal salary for graduate. And obviously it's a minimum. You can go up, and which is a good sign as per the current, the financial situations in UK. I think it's definitely to have a better salary as well. So this is, some graphical, obviously some statistical data in front of you as well. I think this is obviously from my side, and Dr. Rahman, Aruj, Abiodun, and Ola. If anyone has got any question, more than welcome. But that's what actually I wanted to address today.
Do you have any question about the placement, about the job title? Okay, ask the question.
For example, let's say I've got a manager which I used to work for before, because I'm not working at the moment, and I already asked him about the placement. Say fine, but it depends which responsibility.
What will be saying?
Because it's like a dealership
Okay.
of cars.
Okay, this student asking a question that he used to work for a company. He's unemployed at the moment. He's not working. He used to work for a company. He spoke to the manager that he can do a voluntary placement. He's agree with him, but he don't know the title. My suggestion, I think, Osmani bhai, I'm not sure you already might have done this, that if we give students a job titles of 5, 10, or about 10 job titles, so the employer can pick from those job titles which can fit in their organization, and they can go for that as a placement.
Yeah, Dr. Rahman, actually, thank you very much for this point. Actually, Dr. Rahman, this thing is already in place. What actually we do currently, any student who are doing their current jobs, so because like Aruj is there, so what we do when students give us the basic data, the information, so what we do the initial screening, and on that basis, we give suggestions to every individual student that what job title should be.
Okay.
So for example, if this gentleman has mentioned that he has no work, so if he can drop an email to us that because I'm not working. So what happened the next stage, the Aruj will be in touch with the student, and then there will be a discussion session. And on that discussion session, we will suggest him what is the right job title he can take it.
Thank you. It's okay.
But
Anyone
I think
else,
to consider you, yeah, sure. To consider your point as well, Dr. Rahman, the plan is very soon from March, we are going to display a kind of a poster as well in the campus where the possible job titles on the high skill placement will be displayed. That would also help the students to look into in advance as well.
Thank you. That would be great. Yeah. Guys, anyone else at the back? Any question at the back? Of placement. Okay, guys. Yeah, there's no question from my class.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Abiodun, any questions? I think I met this group, Abiodun, last time when they were presenting. So
I think they're okay as well.
okay. Ola, any question, anything from the student from London? Okay. Manthan, is it okay?
Yes, sir, everything is fine. I can stop the
Okay.
recording now. It's done already.
Yeah,
you.
no, that's fine. Aruj, I think we can make a note of as well. I think we will look into it as well. In terms of,
Sure.
I think if you can contact that student, please. And let's
Definitely.
see how we can help it. Please. So I think possible job
Yes.
help.
For